It's good morning here at a wet Shanghai International Circuit, where we're about to get underway with today's practice session. After the excitement of the last Grand Prix, what drama will we see this weekend as the teams get to grips with the soggy conditions? This is a popular location for many of the teams. The circuit is extremely demanding for both the drivers and the cars, and that makes it a very exciting place to race.
It's certainly a track that's liked by the drivers, providing a good set of challenges when racing. It has two long straights that allow for great overtaking opportunities and a very complex 360-degree right-hand corner combination just after the start-finish line. It's a circuit that really has a bit of everything.
Max Verstappen was a record breaker at the Australian Grand Prix by becoming the youngest ever F1 driver to take to the grid. He beat Jaime Alguersuari's previous record of 19 years and 125 days.
It shows the great potential that they believe Max has to promote him so early. I'm sure he'll be eager to repay their faith out on the track.
Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to part 3 of F1 2015 career mode with Daniel Ricciardo. We are in practice and there's no P3, it's just practice, and it's an intermediate session and we are going to end up in P3 for practice.
Qualifying that his car performs as well as it did today in practice. If it does, he'll be topping the timesheets.
Okay guys, so we're in Q3 right now. I did skip Q1 and 2. I did get past them quite easy, and this is the first lap I did. It was a 1:49. I can't really see from the preview screen. And then we cut to the second lap I did, and this was the fastest lap I did in Q3. In fact, the fastest lap I did through the whole weekend, I think it was. And as the last episode, I'm going to show you the whole lap, and I'm going to show up in a minute. But there was Q1 was a very dry, was a wet session actually. I did use intermediate tyres just like practice. And Q2 it did dry up a little bit, but it was still intermediate conditions. So, but then in Q3, unbelievably, it did dry up like crazy. So I was on option tyres trying to smash it, and here is the lap, and I'm going to show up now.
There from Daniel Ricciardo. He's on pole for tomorrow's race. The Australian has shown us why he's considered such a massive talent in Formula One.
They've really worked hard this weekend, and it seems they've been able to set up the cars perfectly today. Whether this will translate into race pace tomorrow, well, we'll just have to wait and see.
It's nearly 3 o'clock on Sunday afternoon here in Shanghai, and that means only one thing. It's time for the Chinese Grand Prix. Our pole sitter for today's Grand Prix is Daniel Ricciardo. He produced an immaculate lap yesterday in qualifying to secure the best spot on the grid.
You can never be sure if qualifying pace will turn into race performance. It often depends on how focused the car setup was for a single lap on new tyres. But even if he's slightly slow on the nose around him, he'll be trying to make his car as wide as possible on track to defend his position.
Hoping to repeat his winning performance from the last Grand Prix will be Nico Rosberg. The German stormed home to a great victory, and he'll be looking for more of the same today.
Before his move to Mercedes, Nico Rosberg was always a driver that had a lot of potential. He left Williams because he wanted to drive a car capable of winning Grand Prix, and now he's got that, he's proven he's one of the best drivers out there.
Okay guys, so we are in the race right now on the grid. We are running a one-stop strategy, and we are going to go straight to the lights. 1 red light, 2 red lights, 3 red lights, 4 red lights, 5 red lights, and away we go for the Chinese Grand Prix round 3 of this career mode. We get to a good start due to the traction control being on. Don't call me a noob. But anyway, Raikkonen is in second. We go to the first corner. We do quite well. I absolutely hate this corner. because I can never ever get the right amount of power and the right amount of brake, so I normally understeer or oversteer. So I try to keep my calm there, and I do know that through this whole race I'm going to be struggling due to the back straight, which is one of the longest straights on the F1 calendar, and the main straight. As you can see that I'm leading to now on to lap 3, and we are still in P1 because I went into rich mix for the first 4 laps or something like that just to keep up. And look at the speed difference. I put it down into lean mix just to save fuel, and look at that, I got overtaken by Bottas, then Raikkonen in about 3 seconds, and you can see that I do go a little bit wide, but I do try to get Raikkonen, and I do get we do make contact. I think it was with Vettel, and I think now he's gone off or something because Hamilton has taken 4th place. So I mean, in the last race I did have a bit of contact with Vettel, but as we do get overtaken by Hamilton, because obviously the Mercedes power unit is way much better than our Renault power unit, as I normally say in every single episode, but it just is. As we do a bit of a dive bomb move, but since Hamilton is in the racing line, has the traction, does get away pretty easily. On to lap 6 right now, and as we get overtaken by the second Mercedes, which is Nico Rosberg, and look at the speed difference. I wasn't really surprised, but it was just stupid as we cut into the corner, into the pits, and what is life? What is life? I don't even know what life is anymore. As we get another penalty, as we did in Australia, for corner cutting in the pits. Are you serious? But it's actually not. Okay, pretty bad pit stop, just under 4 seconds, and I think we won't get the undercut since such a bad pit stop. And after this, I need to, if I want to secure a position, I need to be 10 seconds ahead of the person behind. As we cut into the next lap, see if we can get an undercut on anybody. I highly doubt it. And actually, our teammate Danny Kvyat gets ahead of us, as he's gone cold tyres, which is good, so we do go straight past him. And in front is Nico Rosberg, so he lost a bit of time. Maybe he got held up in pits, as he gets held up by a Toro Rosso, I think that is. I can't really see that in my preview screen. I think that is a Toro Rosso. But with Carlos Sainz, yeah, it's Verstappen. Max Verstappen, he's going very slowly for some reason. Well, obviously because he's cold tyres, but Nico Rosberg is taking the advantage of that, even though he's in cold tyres. So I was trying to get ahead of Rosberg since he's going to be on cold tyres, but it didn't really work out, as we tried to get Max Verstappen on the outside. I don't know why he's going so slowly. I mean, even though it's cold tyres, but that was all of the race. And I stayed in P5, and we're going to P7 for the Chinese Grand Prix.
That's another trophy to add to Kimi Raikkonen's already full cabinet. A race win for the Finnish driver in today's race.
Sometimes a driver just feels comfortable in the car and is dialed into the track, making for an unbeatable combination.
After all that excitement, it's time for a lie down, I think. Thanks for joining us, and goodbye until the next race.